Americans, you better wake up. This is going to mushroom into something much bigger. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, September the 13th, and my goodness gracious, what is going on here? And of course, we just came off the one of the most tragic days of the year, 9/11, and of course, we can never forget what happened there. And of course, if we're watching, if you're paying attention, there are terrorists in our own country right now, and our friends in the lefty states are allowing it to happen right underneath your nose. You know, if you think that what's going on in Portland and other major cities with this organized, paid protesting, you better be careful, because it just starts very small and it continues to mushroom, and before you know it, they will be taking over, and we will be working for the Antifas of the world and the protesters. And this is because this is not a BLM protest. This is not a normal protest. This is a coup attempt, starting with small areas like Portland that has continued to let it go on. It is time to call in the guard. It is time to put this down now, because it's becoming ridiculous. Too many innocent lives are being lost, and it is not the protest that was originally started by the BLM movement, which, again, if you go to the true Black Lives Matter, that people that really care, then you might have some real stuff. But this is no longer a BLM movement. This is a coup attempt. This is a takeover and manhandle states one at a time. So again, you can continue to ignore it and say, hey, it's not happening here, because that's what they did in every major event that ended up turning into something, for like the Holocaust. Okay, it doesn't affect you, so don't pay attention to it. Okay, or continue to be swayed by the ignorance and stupidity of the left media. Okay, that continues to defend this stuff, while at every opportunity criticize the President of the United States. Okay, for 4 years we have watched the left try to destroy this country as they blame Donald Trump for everything, including the new peace agreement in the Middle East that, according to the Pelosi, it is just a electoral something for the election. It has no meaning. I guess the move to Jerusalem immediately was also another political move. Okay, let's not be fooled by ignorance. Okay, it's a time for Americans to wake up. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself living in another country right here underneath your very nose. So, it is time for us to say, hey, what the hell is going on? You have Facebook that is keeping up the Antifa page, but taking down conservative materials. Okay, so what happened to a free society that we are supposed to be living in? And it doesn't appear to be free to me. Okay, so as I look at what's going on, if this doesn't scare you, again, you will end up in the crapper. You'll end up losing things that you didn't even know you had, because right now there's an attack on American freedom, and you're being forced to say it's okay. It's okay. It'll get over. Yeah, 104, 105 days in a row in Portland. Issues all over the place. 50 murders, 50 shootings a week in Chicago, but nobody cares. It's amazing. Right? So again, Americans, if you don't wake up, you'll find yourself in a land you don't want to be. And we are certainly headed there, because these protests are organized, and they are paid for, and they are no longer for the reasons that they started. So take a good look, right? Because this is what you're about. And of course, our wonderful politicians on the left who continue to destroy the economy on purpose. Okay, if you remember, I think it was Bill Maher said a few years ago, he'd rather have a recession to get rid of Trump instead of have a thriving economy. And you would now have that happening in real time as they destroy every small business in every left city. Okay, because they are shutting everything down. All of my favorite restaurants in the Chicago area are closed permanently because of what's going on. Because they can't open and they can't be in business. But by all means, let's continue to take care of the virus, which is absolutely a bunch of crap. Because if we look around the world and around the globe to many countries that did nothing but let the virus take its course, they are in full operation. They did not destroy their economies. They were not in it as a political measure, which is what this is, a political measure. This whole damn thing resides on political lines, which is as stupid as you can get. Okay? So, look, you're going to see this economy falling apart as your friends that are in small businesses, those people that you know, your families that worked their whole lives to build a business, only to be destroyed over political reasons. And this is the problem that we can't seem to see because of your hatred for the president. You know, there's one thing I know about the president. When you like him or you don't like him, you can vote him out in 4 years, you can vote him out, and he's out for sure in 8 years. But if you'd rather destroy America because of your distaste for the current administration, then you should have your head examined. Because there's ways you do things and there's ways you don't do things. And again, you can all love and talk about what a great job President Obama did. But as far as I'm concerned, he set race relations back 100 years. Okay? So you can look at it any way you want. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of hate mail for this today, but I don't care. I'm tired of it. I can't take it anymore. It is so ridiculous at this point that I am through and I don't care. How's that? I'm going to do what I got to do to make sure my family is safe, and we're going to take care of business. And I'm hoping that they wake up and we take care of this business before it comes in my backyard. Okay? So, anyways, and our great politicians, they're out partying away, and they don't know what social distancing is. Gee, I thought we were supposed to have social distancing. Interesting. And of course, you can protest, but you can't have fans at a football game. You can protest, but you can't vote. You can protest, but you can't open a restaurant. Now explain the logic to me. Anybody who supports that ignorance, please send me an email, make a comment, tell me where that makes any sense. Give me the logic behind that. Okay? Give me the logic behind destroying poor, small businesses because you want to win an election. In the meantime, you're out at your parties, not social distancing, not worrying about anything else, not using the same guidelines that you set up. So you tell me the logic there. But no, let's destroy this country. Let's leave it open for China, who sent this virus in to begin with. Now, they had one of their disease specialists who came out last week and said that this didn't come from the wet markets in China. This came out of a lab. And this is what I said all along, and what I believe is that this is more of a chemical warfare with China's attempt to take over. Now, you can call it whatever you want. You can call me names. Again, I could care less. Okay, this is time to step up because this is becoming a joke, and we're going to continue to let China get away with it when we don't have any clues about what they're really trying to do. And if you don't think they're not trying to take over, they've been trying to take over a long time. And of course, if you have Biden in there, they will take over because, of course, his whole family's been on the take since the day he got in office 47 years ago. What has he done for America in his 47 years as the president, as the vice president, as a Congress, as a senator. Okay? Done nothing. So, in the meantime, what's happening to our labor force? Well, of course, who wants to work? When you can make more money, sit at home, why would you go to work? Okay? But of course, we know that's always been the plan, to pay people to stay home so that you get them to come out and vote for you too. This is not new. This has been going on forever, okay, where they give enough benefits they keep voting for them. So again, you can call this whatever you want, all right? But of course, now we're going to come into this election, and already it's been found that faulty ballots have been delivered by the United States Post Office to two states already. We don't think that you better watch all these dead people that will have votes in this election if they allow this to go through the mail. And if they do, wow, it's amazing. We can protest, we can't vote. We can protest, but we can't go to a ballot box. That makes a hell of a lot of sense to me. Okay, that we cannot go to voting where it can be controlled and you can have social distancing, because we want to steal the election, and they can try to steal it all they want. Guess what? They're not going to get it anyways, and you can watch and you can bet that we're going to see another 4 years of your favorite, President Donald Trump, who has done nothing but try to grow the economy and do what is right for the American people. But again, you can continue to argue, and you can continue to hate, and you can let your world turn into a crap hole, because that's where you're headed if you continue with the way things are going on. And if you can't see that, you got a lot bigger problems than that. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, the 13th of September, and thanks for being here. And hey, again, you don't like what I said, complain. It's all right. Listen, I can take it. I'm tired of it. In the meantime, don't forget about our partners at Family Farms. Again, we are looking to do a lot of good stuff and help our farming friends hedge themselves and put themselves in the best position. So certainly make sure you check out our coming announcements. And of course, our brokerage partners, as far as I'm concerned, we have two of the best. Now, I've got other brokerage accounts. I always give you full disclosure. But for me, when I'm using my letter of direction trading for my futures programs, even myself personally, I have CTG execute for me. Commodities, futures, they take care of it for me. They handle 6 of my accounts that they execute. They take care of business, and they do it for my members as well. Why? Because again, they do a good job. They take care of it. They've got great customer service. Why would I want to go anywhere else? They do a perfect job for me. And of course, for equities and options, there's nothing like Tradier. Tradier is a brokerage outfit that charges $10 a month flat for commission. Now, considering that we tie in with their APIs and we're going to be more automated, and by 2021 should be fully automated, why would I go anywhere else? Why do I want to pay $1,000 for something I can pay $10 for? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but Tradier Brokerage, they're a great place. And if you want information, either one or a special link, just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. I'll be more than happy to send you a special link. And of course, our commodity report, Andy Hecht, has done such a marvelous job with that report, and it ties in perfectly with a lot of things we do, and it gives you some of the explanation of the fundamentals, which we don't follow, but the fundamentals, which many do, and the technicals that happen in markets. So it ties them together, and they typically match our algorithms. So you want to check it out. It's called Technimental. It is at bubbatrading.com. It is $100 a month, $800 a year, but seriously, it will be going up in price as we continue to put it together. And Andy and I are going to do a webinar together soon, and we're going to talk about everything that we're going to be doing and everything that's going on. So again, Technimental. And of course, don't forget about our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Now let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with your host, me, Todd Bubba Horwitz. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, the 13th of September, and of course, markets are wild, right? I mean, if you were getting the updates during the week, you heard me, and we had it nailed pretty well. I mean, I got to say, we did a hell of a job navigating through what was happening. Now, again, we didn't change positions based on what I was talking because we have our positions on. Again, we personally, in our algorithm models, only trade once a day. And that is always, the trades get sent from me at 3 a.m. Now, obviously, the equities can't be done until 9:30 Central Eastern at the earliest. But the equity part, they get done. Everybody gets them at about 3 a.m. The futures part, which some who are up or, in different parts of the world, they can actually execute some of the futures that are open at that time, because some are open, early in the morning like that. Some are open almost 24 hours. But in the meantime, we don't make a lot of changes. And again, I do day trade as well. And we were able to catch many of those nice swings, which obviously turned out to be quite nice. But again, it was very wild and very blasting. And again, this is a market that is setting up for a huge move. I'm going to predict 10% move before the end of the year in either direction. I can't give you a direction. Now, my direction is right now, as today, based on our algorithms and my positions, is down. But that doesn't mean that that's going to be right. So be careful and don't try to anticipate it. I mean, we could change. We get a rally that triggers us the other way. We will change and be long. So I will change my opinion. But I can tell you that I really believe and see a very, very big move coming, 10% plus or minus from here. The metals, very interesting week. And the bottom line is the metals themselves are in the torture of consolidation, which drives people crazy. I got emails last week. Oh, we're short gold. We got to buy. It's going to break out. I said, look, you got to do what you got to do. I'm going to wait until overnight, and then I'm going to go ahead, and if it gives me a new signal, I'll change it. In the meantime, gold was way up at the time, and of course it collapsed that day and was down again the next day. We're in that, what they call is the greatest time of uncertainty. Gold is getting ready to make a much bigger move as well. Now, again, we're short, so we'll assume lower. We are still short the metals across the board, and all three are basically in similar patterns. We got short oil before last week, and of course, it's been getting creamed and had a rough week down, and it looks like it's got a lot more to go. Again, we can hear people make excuses of why oil should go up. We say it's going lower until it doesn't. It's pretty much that simple. Oil is going lower until it doesn't, just like when we were long, it was going higher until it doesn't anymore. Natural gas had a rough week last week. Again, it's not a great trader. It's one of our positions, but we'll see. And of course, the nice thing about being long natural gas is we get closer into the fall, you can get one of these big cold snaps that creates a big shortage, and natural gas goes to Pluto. On the upside is they chase down not enough supply because they burned it off. Copper, pretty much flat, slightly lower, but again, very active. The dollar was up a little bit, but it failed once again at the 94 level. But we are still short, but it is, again, it's in this consolidation pattern, very much the same as what gold, silver, and platinum are doing in a couple other markets. They're just churning between levels. The dollar level is very clear. It's either going to fail from here and break below the 92, or it's going to break out from it. But that could be tomorrow. It could be next week. That we don't know. So for now, we are short. Nothing's going to change our overall position until it changes. So I'm not going to give you numbers. Right now I can see from reading the chart 92 support, 94 resistance. That's how I'm playing it, and I'm short without question. Bonds, as we are short both bonds and notes, they're a little higher last week, but they're still in that same, churning. They're already broken down, which is why we got short. And they're going to churn, and I would suspect they're going to go lower. Now, as I try to always explain to you, I'm willing to change my mind, because if the algorithm changes, I'm going to change my mind. But until then, I will trade it not only do I have a short position, but during the days, I may trade to the short side, with the exception of the blow-off model, which I'll trade either side. Because that's the beauty of our part-time day trading model, is we can trade either side. So we look at, the basic markets. We've got lots of things going on, but just remember, I believe this is a bubble, and bubbles never end well. And we're not predicting when the end is coming. I don't have any idea. and I don't want you to think I'm trying to tell you it's coming. The nice thing about our stuff is we're hedged. Anyways, we don't mind when the bubble pops. We like taking and buying some more stock in our equity portfolios. So, but it is ugly. But again, what's the difference? It's still going up. So, again, in the 90s, it looked lousy in 98, but it didn't break down till 2001. Let's not get carried away. And the grains, wow, nice move across the board, except for wheat. Wheat was a little bit lower last week. Corn was higher, and beans went to Pluto. Interesting enough, as you know, if you follow me, I don't ever read reports. I think they're a waste of time. I think they're crap, and most of them are inaccurate anyways. However, they are also pretty much priced in the markets. And I texted twice Friday before the report came out, the USA report, and I said, this report is going to be bullish. You can see by the price action, certainly by the reaction, the beans up 20 cents and others, but pretty bullish. So price action will give you a much better idea. Reports are garbage. You trade the news, you lose. In the meantime, we're long across the board, and they still look good. I'm a little concerned in the short period of time here about the beans, only because they've gone parabolic. There's going to be a pullback, and I understand that. And that's what I always want you to understand about markets is there's going to be things that happen that should happen. It shouldn't be of a concern. Beans should probably could come back 15, 20 cents back to the rally it's had and build a better support level. When they start going parabolic, it is telling you that the move is coming towards the end. So we would prefer, as the bulls we are right now in long, we prefer a gentle pullback, 10, 12, 15 cents, new support, and then break out to new highs. That's what we'd like to see. But if this spike up continues, it could spell problem. The cattle, now we're short. It had a week of slightly higher. It really has done a pretty good job of holding these levels of support approximately. They're right below the original support we used to watch. So either they're going to come to resistance or they're going to break down from here. This is again, they are consolidating in a range that suggests that another move is coming. Now, based on our positions, we would assume down for now, but you know that I've got a special spot in my heart for the grains and for meats, and I think that this is still probably a reasonable area to be long them. Cattle at 105 and feeders at 138, 139, to me is fairly inexpensive. So, but I will play the algorithms. I'm not. But personally, I would prefer to be long, but I will remain short until. Hogs. Whew, my goodness gracious, look what happened when we got long. They've been up limit, and they're exploding. Now, I would expect, just like I told you in beans, hogs are going up too far, too fast. I'm long them, but I certainly would like to see a sell-off. Now, I don't want to see a limit sell-off tomorrow. I want to see down a dollar or so, down another dollar. I really want to see it find a new support level to build it for the next rally. These parabolic moves cannot last over time. These parabolic moves always end up in tragedy, which is why we'd rather see it work its way up better than to go straight up, because straight up does not ever really do us any good. And, what we're seeing here, this is a very key spot in markets, and here's why. Obviously, we have a lot of speculation going on between the Robinhood traders and everybody out there. And everybody's used to buying the dip. And this is what we're going to find out now. This will determine the real direction of this next move. If this next rally that we'll see, like the first attempt we had failed, which was Wednesday into Thursday, and that failed. If the next attempt fails and makes a lower high, what's going to happen here is some of the bulls are going to get a little bit more nervous. You'll start to see some more selling. This is the part where that's not right. We're supposed to go up every time we have a dip. That's what to watch for, because that will give you the clue. If we fail to take out last week's high on the next rally, it is telling you that there's a lot more trouble brewing, and I would be very prepared. Now, we are prepared already, but I would then be more convinced that my opinion was inconsistent with what the algorithm is telling us now. So, again, that's what I'd be watching. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, the 13th of September. We're going to step out here of a break with opening day of football coming, and we'll be back with my commentary right after the break. So kids, again, we did a great webinar yesterday on our equity portfolios. If you'd like to get that recording, hey, email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. I'll be happy to send it to you. And of course, our brokerage partners, as I tell you every day, they're second to none. Now, always I tell you I have other brokerage accounts. I have many brokerage accounts, but these are the ones I use the most. I use CTG for all of my trading. We call it letter of direction, if you're not familiar. I put the trades together and they execute. And they have permission just to execute the trades that I send. And it's, letter of direction, but in the meantime, they take care of it on time. It's always done. I don't have to think about it. I have no emotional tie to it other than I'm in. And it's wonderful for my members and for myself. It makes it easy. I don't have to think about it. And they do a great job, and they've got some new stuff coming out, which I can't wait to share with you guys. So in our equities and options, I mean, $10 a month? Are you kidding? Some of you guys pay $10 a trade. Here's $10 a month. I mean, last month I traded over 30,000 contracts. So if I was anywhere else at 65 cents, which is supposed to be free, it would have been $18,000 instead of 10. I paid 10. So think about it. And they got great service. I mean, there's nothing wrong or bad about Tradier, plus the fact that we have their API, which then allows us to be more automated, which we will be by the end of the year. And family farms. I'm really excited. It'd be nice. Hopefully someday this country will open up again. I'll be able to go out and hang out, and we'll be able to really put something together. But they do a lot of great stuff. And, I love their charities and I love their work they do with farmers. So I think that it's going to be a great relationship. And Andy Hecht in his commodity report, I mean, ties in perfect for farmers. I mean, covers all the major markets, but not only just the futures, but he also covers some of the ETFs that correspond to it, called Technimental at BUBBA'S. And it's $100 a month or $800 a year, which prices will be going up, but it'd be a great try for you just to check it out. So we're going to get back to my show, Bubba's Bottom Line, and my commentary now. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, the 13th, September the 13th, and kickoff for football. All right. My goodness. College football yesterday, it was great. But of course, as you know, I always have something to say, and, we get some commentary about something. And here we are. So, of course, opening night was Thursday. And we had the Kansas City Chiefs against the Houston Texans. All right, is that it? The Houston Texans? In the meantime, what happened? Well, of course, the Texans went into the locker room for the national anthem. The Chiefs stayed out. One linebacker took a knee again. As you know, I said this from the very beginning. In 2016, when Colin Kaepernick kneeled, I said, look, I don't like it, but he is an American. He has the right to do so if he chooses. So I have no problem with the rights. I do think it's disrespectful, but you have your right. You are an American citizen. You have your rights. So the Texans went into the locker room for the national anthem, and of course, they played the black national anthem, which is fine. But here's my issue. So fans in Kansas City, they allowed 20% of the fans in, which is about 17 or 18,000. And some of them are booing. More than some, probably a lot were booing. And now the players are offended that the people are booing. So my question to you is, well, why would you be offended? You're here supporting movements. Would the fans not have the right to be against what you're supporting? I mean, so let's make sure that we remember that we always have two sides to every story. So booing fans should not offend the protesting players. If you're going to protest and offend people who do take offense to it, then why would you be offended by them booing? I think both parties have the right to do what they want. But what's the point of, if you can't take it, if your skin is that soft and you can't take booing because you're protesting for something you may or may not believe in, because we don't know how much of this is real belief and how much of this is about money. And that's always the problem that I have, because I know the NBA is full of crap. That's all about money. The quietness of China and the big support between BLM, that's about money. It has nothing to do, because my point, all of you, if you want to help, go into the neighborhoods, start to educate, write them a check, go work with them. Don't just be a protester on TV because you've got a platform. Why don't you go do something and work with these people and help bring them out of the dregs that you say they're in. Again, I agree. They need help, but they don't need a bunch of protesters and a bunch of athletes that aren't going to do anything about it anyways, but open their mouth. Go and do something. Go write them a check. Go help. Go rebuild a neighborhood and educate these people. Then you can really do something instead of just standing on TV and protesting and calling the president a jackass and whatever else it is. So remember, you want to help out, go do something. Let's not just talk. Let's walk. Let's walk the walk, not just talk the talk. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Have a great day, everybody, and have a great weekend. And I'm so excited. Football, we got today, tonight, tomorrow night. Wonderful to be back. Have a great weekend. Have a great day. As always, I thank you. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Top of Horowitz. We'll see you tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update.